A little planned.
I thought so too. The moment I seen it, I was like, it seemed like it probably was.
I mean, pretty much everyone.
Because honestly, think about it. For someone on his stage to come out like that and do it like that, they're just probably like, yeah, this is a great PR move.
Yeah,
like honestly,
yeah, he is one of the biggest podcasts out there.
Yeah. The reason why is Elon Musk, I believe, is going to get to. He wants to get into the marijuana industry.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. That's the best way to fucking do it.
Right now, that's like actually like the biggest area for growth that startups and shit are trying.
Yeah, I know this.
And they're trying to get into it with technology in particular.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, because all the states are like adopting it and making a fuck ton of money off of it. So like the federal government already sees the benefit of it. It's just getting all the states to conform, then they can make it a federal thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's taking them so long, basically. The fact that the switch from illegal to legal, getting all that shit down. We have
places like Maine and like a few other places, South Dakota, where it's just like trying their hardest to not fucking conform. Just because those states are such bad, like, red states.
You guys are cool. Take a beer.
Yeah, bro.
You on with it?
Oh, hell yeah, thank you.
Swaggin'. Yeah. Glad to be back, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Fucking cheers.
Yeah. Where's this cat? We gotta get that.
Hey.
Apple City Brewery in here.
Standard. Literally, this is like my 5th of my top 5.
You like craft beers?
Bro, ever since fucking Kevin, like Blood Thinner Kevin, gave me my first Lagunitas in 2014, and then I moved out here. Like, I literally only drink craft beers.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Yes,
same.
Yeah, probably from living in Santa Monica, because there's all these craft beer like bars, and Vons has all the shit.
Bro, the Vons wall in Santa Monica is like
I dig it. I'm
jewel.
just not like
He's just
all about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I see something that looks
This
interesting,
shit came from Virginia. They have shit there.
Well, we actually had some pretty good ones. We had
Talking to one of the mics.
Bro, they didn't have.
Yeah, we have one called Lost Rhino there. That's actually pretty big. But the thing is like everything on the East Coast, you just won't see it on the West Coast. And likewise, like Pacifico and Lagunitas don't exist like on the East Coast. You would maybe see them at like a specialty store, but not like.
Yeah, I even asked for those.
On the East Coast?
What? They don't have those. That's a West
Florida,
Coast.
I'm from Miami, so
they
like
just
they
started like popping up in like restaurants and bars and stuff like on tap, but that's like at their discretion. But it's not easy to find a lot of the stuff that's out here.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I feel like it made its move from the West Coast, like kind of, especially like San Diego.
San Diego
was one of the hottest spots for breweries.
Yeah, like 20 breweries in like a mile radius. Probably.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous. What's peak though is that like you do have some states that literally don't let their beers out of their states, like Minnesota. I think Minnesota I think they let Denver have their beer, but other than that, it's seasonal. It's called like Grain Bell. It's like one of the best fucking beers I've ever had in my life. Me and Jake's, we played a show in Minnesota, and like he was like, "Yo, what to put on our rider?" I was like, "No, we gotta get Grain Bell," and so they gave us a whole fucking refrigerator full of that shit. I don't know how we were functioning humans. They gave us 32 beers. We left the building with no beers in the refrigerator.
Between how many of you?
Between me and Jake.
Just 2 of you?
That's standard though. Standard shit.
That's just so good. It's like, I don't know. It's like a licorice that your mom tells you can't have, but you still eat it anyways. The kind of shit that you snicker at, like when she goes to bed and get that shit out of the fucking cabinet when she's not looking type shit. Like on that kind of tip. Oh, bro, it's fucking sex. It's so good.
Are you guys heavy drinkers? Like you guys
I was, but like it took too much of a toll on my head after partying for so long and playing shows and shit that I'm just kind of.
I don't drink as much as I used to.
I try to just keep it at a normal level.
Yeah. I started drinking when I was 15.
Same.
You guys drink beer or liquor?
Liquor, but
like consistently drinking it.
I'm Italian.
Well, that's
so
the
my
thing.
family's always on.
Well, yeah, for him.
Yeah.
It's like we grow up like,
Italians
drinking
always.
that shit.
Every Italian I know is fucking an
Since
alcoholic.
like you're a kid, you're drinking wine because
Yeah,
wine
same
is
with Mexicans. I was on with the tequila.
That's kind of normal.
Dog,
like-
Colombian whiskey. That was all
Yeah,
the
no,
shit
it's just
from
like
our family.
my parents were very like they were very chill with alcohol. It's like
Yeah, standard. For me,
culture, yeah.
it was just fucking like, I hung out with rednecks when I was growing up, so like, all they do is go mudding and drink beer. So that was literally like what that was. Yeah, literally America. Hey, I enjoyed mudding, man. Like, some of my best friends had like the biggest trucks in all of Florida, and we just fucking went out to like these little secret mud holes that we would make, and it would get lit.
Yeah.
Central Florida, yeah.
What part of Florida are you from?
He's
I'm from Miami originally.
Oh,
Yeah. We just met
Are you
through.
from Florida too?
I'm
No,
from right outside
He's the
Washington.
only one in our party that lives in our house that's not from Florida.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Like right outside Washington D.C.
DC.
Yeah.
But we're all East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we met through like shows and different companies in
I
Florida.
met him when I played an event in his own area.
Yeah.
And then it was weird. We moved like 3 weeks later, and I go to Danny, like Sudden Death's house, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm his roommate now." I was like, "What the fuck? I just seen you 3 weeks ago."
Yeah, I was living with Danny, and that's when I got to like link up with him again. And then since then, we just started kicking it like frequently, and all the dudes like that were part of their group that came out here have just been dope. So
How recently did you guys all move in together?
Like it's a month and like
Okay,
a month. No, it's a month and two. No, it's a month and a week and 3 days.
But we've lived together for like a year before in Santa Monica.
Yeah, he's just our new addition.
Who else lives in there? Is it just you three?
Rilla
and
Sleech.
Yeah.
And how's that been? How's that?
I mean, originally it was hell when we had the 2-bedroom apartment in Santa Monica because it was like at 1.7 of us
Oh
in a
shit.
2-bedroom, but like, and we're paying the same price we paid there
To live here.
to live at the place we're staying at, which
With
has
6 bedrooms.
So it's like
I know.
we just
We learned our lesson.
Yeah.
Granted, I have nothing against his brother and your mom, but like y'all found like the worst possible spot for the worst possible money. They found it very quick though, I won't lie. We were here for 4 days and they fucking signed a contract in 4 days.
You're gonna hear that.
Oh shit, my bad. But yeah, they signed a contract in 4 days. I was just like, we all looked at Spencer and we're just like, holy fuck, how is that even possible?
Yeah, but after that, we were just like going on the grind, finding like we went through so many interviews to find like an actual house, and we finally got a landlord that was like with us, all staying there, making music and shit. So like, it was really tight.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking decent, honestly. Like the area is nice. You drive 5 minutes and there's just like some gnarly.
I feel like
shit.
the environment also changed in terms of workflow and music when we moved into the new house because we're all able to have our own space creative space, and make whatever like we're feeling at the moment, you know.
Yeah. Let me paint you a picture. We went from 989 square feet to 2,850.
Damn, so triple the space.
Triple the space.
Nice.
Should we do a small little intro?
Oh yeah, we've got to do the intro.
I mean, fuck it.
Yeah, introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Panda. This is
I'm Recurve.
I'm your girlfriend's favorite nigga, BENZMIXER. Shocker gang, homie.
For the second time.
Shocker gang.
Yeah, I always see Ben starting with the shocker.
Standard. Yo, I got a new visual for you thanks to this fool. Just wait for it. You have no idea.
So, for those of you that haven't watched the first interview with this dude right here, and then obviously for these guys, let's get a small little rundown for the people.
Yeah.
A little backstory on you.
BENZMIXER, aka Fashion Mixer, whatever you want to call me. I do a lot of fucking stuff. Like, most people don't know exactly all I do under my hood, but for the most part, I've been an artist of, almost 11 years now. Yeah, if you want to date that far back. Actually, no, like 12 to include before I started producing, because I did start DJing at like 2000, like the end of 2006. So it's been a minute.
Out in Florida.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was doing. Most people don't know I was very heavy into like jungle back then. So like I was doing like jungle and stuff like that on Stickcam. I was doing live streams on Stickcam with like jungle. And so like yeah, that was like 2 years by itself before I even found like garage, which like sparked me into like doing two step with like dudes like Joe Synchro. I was like, yo, that's a sick. And Buke Spinus is like, yeah, well, you should probably start doing deep stuff or like try to make your own tunes. And so like I tried to get in that space, but like this DJ, I think it was February, I want to say February 2009, where I heard this underground ice mix on Get Darker. And that literally changed my life. I heard like these 3 Jakes tunes on that mix. And I was like, yo, this is gnarly. It has like the same kind of flow as like jungle, but like slower. And it's like more aggressive than like, you know, garage and two-step. I was like, yo, I should probably make this or try to emulate this. And I talked to one of my homeboys, which was Dash Total at the time, and I showed him a tune that I made called Talkbox. It was literally the first release I ever had on Dub Cartel Records, 2011. And he's like, yo, like, that's not my style, because like those guys, when I met Diesel and Big Spinus and Dash Total, they were all like, and Spectre Dubplate mainly, they're all like on that old dubstep tear out hype, like the beginning of tear out, like when Toomba was huge back then, and like when Borgor first started, like that was like the original tear out. And Dash Total Dan was just like, yo, like I personally probably wouldn't play this out because like, you know, the music that I play isn't like this. He's like, but I have this cool homie that has this radio station named AD. And I met AD and that changed my life forever. And through that, I met everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much my backstory. I also do all kinds of other shit. I'm an active encoder. I do subtitles, like I do subtitle timings. I've been doing that since 2010. If anyone knows what Running Man is, I've been like actively with like a couple crews doing that since then. I also am taking up coding now thanks to this guy.
Yeah.
Well, to the opportunities. That's just something to see that's coming, so look forward to that. We're diving into some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I got some things under the works, you know.
But yeah, fucking, these are my roommates.
So yeah.
Tommy, give them the go ahead.
Alright, so I've been producing for like
Talk more to the mic.
super long now. It's like 16 years or so. I'm actually pretty old.
You're only 2 years older than me. Shut up.
Both of you are old as fuck. I'm like 21.
I started making beats when I was in high school, like hip hop beats, and like selling them to rappers and stuff, like around 2003 to 2005 or so. And then I got into trance after that with one of my friends, and you know, he started taking off, and I joined onto his label, and now they're the residents at Marquee, like for the encores, or not encore, for the Marquee like day club at the Cosmo, and that group is called Tritonal, and they're pretty big.
Yeah.
So like I made music with them for about like 4 or 5 years. I had releases on Armada Music, which was Armin van Buren's label, and Marcus Schultz's label, Cold Harbor as well. So that was like around like 2008 to 2011 or so, like throughout there, I was just releasing all trance. And then, you know, I considered moving out to California because one of the guys I collabed with, Bruce Carlson, he was a trance artist as well, but then he just kind of was like, I'm done with this, I want to do something different. And we both kind of got into like bass music after that, so we just started making dubstep and trap and like other stuff. And now he's in Battle Royale, and they're signed to Diplo's label. So Matt Decent. Yeah. So like, you know, like all my homies have been doing shit. I just came out to LA because I wanted to, you know, push the rhythm stuff and push this collective that I, you know, helped manage called Kings. That was like, it's been around on the rhythm community for quite a while, like about 3 years or so.
When did you make the move to LA?
Just same time they did.
Yeah,
Pretty much last
he was
year.
literally 3 months earlier than we were.
This is like in the past year, right?
Yeah. I've been here for a little over a year, basically.
Okay, and you were in DC the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I was there for like almost my whole life, except for when I moved to San Francisco, into the Bay Area, and I was working in Silicon Valley because I'm a software engineer. So that's how I met like everyone in the Bay Area, like the Shamans and my homie Sam Willie Wongsta, and he got me like hooked up with, you know, like going back to back with him at gigs, and that's how I ended up meeting like Al Ross and Hakeem. I ended up opening for them with, you know, my homie up there, and then same thing with Sudden Death and Sub Artillery, like met them opening up in San Jose, and then Al Ross was the one that was actually that like convinced me to actually move here.
Nice.
Yeah, he was like, dude, you have to come down here.
Yeah.
So I did it, and
So far, how's it been?
it's been awesome.
Yeah,
It's been
a
great.
good move.
Yeah.
It's been a vibe. It's
Oh,
been a
yeah.
vibe.
California.
I'm very
California,
appreciative of
West
this
Coast.
school, honestly,
West
to be
Coast.
honest. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
I will say you definitely re-sparked my coding fire. That's for sure.
How like did you get into coding? Is that like school or did you just learn
I
it?
just learned it when I was younger and I was going to college, and I ended up dropping out of college because I was already like working and making more money than like college graduates get at that point. So I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not going to spend like way more money and get put into debt because like just for a paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was already testing out of classes. So I was just like, this is stupid. So, you know, I just kept working as a software engineer and I have like 12 years of experience now with that.
Jeez. Like
So,
what part of software?
I build web applications.
Okay.
Yeah, and I build like
Apps.
yeah, hybrid mobile and browser-based apps. Anything. I'm more of like I'm a JavaScript guy, so I just build like I can do different things. It depends. Like usually it's to just build like web-based software, like, you know, like software as a service type of stuff.
Okay.
But
yeah, I do like recruiting for like JPL. So like
Oh,
I'm
word?
like I feel like the software engineer. So like all that
Sick.
shit. I'm like,
oh, nice.
like
Yeah.
kind of into it.
Yeah, I do React, so if you know what that is, then yeah, that's what I do. That's what these guys have been learning too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm jumping in.
We're
there,
trying to
bro.
start a business together, and it's music oriented for sure, but it's more of like a collaborative and like resourceful platform to help artists from like an aspiring stage all the way to the point where they're like already making like money off their music and getting gigs. It's like a platform to help those people from there get there,
Yeah.
and it's all the tools and services involved with that
You
too.
basically try to build everybody up with each other.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
we're re-bringing the 2011 and 12 community back together and
exactly.
offering them services to actually be able to take their craft to the main stage level. That's the point.
Yeah, because especially right now, I feel like the scene got a little bit too selfish, and people are just trying to like make it themselves without realizing that if you have more people in your team and you all just push each other up, it's more manpower and more.
Well, yeah, that and just algorithms on social media change.
Yeah.
You just
like,
reach more people.
Yeah, like
I feel like with social media right now, there's like so much hate that's related to rhythm and dubstep right now because of just the community getting
it's just
completely
popular
out
though.
of
It's just blowing up.
Yeah,
That's
just
for real.
because
That's
it
the
was-
that's so
Yeah.
true, man.
That's all.
No
It's just-
publicity
now
is bad publicity, though.
Yeah.
no, we learned that the other day.
We're trying to provide a place for the people that are actually serious about making music and making it, and the people that aren't about that won't even make it in the doors. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a place for those types of people.
Yeah.
Which is
If
great
you're
because,
serious, you're gonna go
you know,
far.
It used to be the rhythm group and not anymore really.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it changed up a bit.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get your intro real quick.
All right, so I started playing guitar when I was like 12 years old. That's how I got into music and stuff. And from there, I started like learning how to record bands and stuff. So as a side gig, I'd record bands and learn how to mix and all that. And then eventually, I heard dubstep 2010. And I was like, oof, I this is some gnarly shit. So I went in, opened up Reason 5, and then just been learning since like 2013 on just production and everything. And then from Florida, I met a few cats that were throwing shows and some artists like Miami Cubs and like the whole lower level squad that I was in.
Including my ass.
Yeah, he was in it too. That's why. Yeah, that's how we met through this company, lower levels and shit.
What was this? What'd you guys meet?
Oh, we
Florida,
like 2015 or like 14.
14.
So you guys were homies before. You guys made the move together out here.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was crazy. It was even more crazier because like we were just kind of like acquaintances, and then like through another friend, Rilla got connected with him, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember him because like he's 1/3 of Filthy Pyrex. And I was like, yeah, I played a couple shows with them, and that was cool. So like I was like, oh, he's trying to move. All right, I'll be down with it. He's chill as hell. And so I was like, we're random, and it just happened. Like, I was like, wow, it's weird how things like come together like that.
You guys just went with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, bro, like honestly, I have a friend. Her name is Kelly, and most of the times when like you have that one friend that can just see through people very well, if they keep a certain amount of people around, you can kind of fuck with them, and he was just one that she kept around. I was like, all right, well,
gotta know how to filter
you're
the right
around
people around.
Yeah. I'm like, you're around her, and like I trust her because she's a very good judge of character, and I'm pretty decent at a judge of character too. So I was like, yeah, no, this is a guy to keep. Like,
but yeah, aside from that, then after like over time, music started progressing, and then I was able to get out to some labels that I've been looking up to and stuff. So like that's also what's been keeping me motivated. And then like after moving in with all of these cats, like we all just kind of like help each other with our own like skill and stuff. So it's been pretty chill. But yeah, basically my background just like made metal as a kid, recorded metal, then started making dubstep, then played a few shows out in like around Florida and stuff, and then we eventually made the move out here.
What do you think about the transition from metal specifically towards dubstep?
It was easy for me because I always, when I first got in, like the first artist I heard was Bar 9. So to me, it was like almost like the metal of electronic dance music, especially at that time. So it just really pulled me into it. And then eventually I started getting into the minimal side because I really enjoyed the whole ambient space and how much like thought there is into minimal stuff.
I mean, yeah, you did make lo-fi as well.
I also made a bunch of lo-fi beats in the past and videos and stuff in grime. Yeah, I have a few releases with American Grime, and I had a few. I just did a feature with Al Ross and Ad Astra on Black Label too, which was
that shit's fire.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that shit was honestly big ups to Andrew and Alex for even letting me hop on that. That was an honor. And then earlier that year, Figure also hit me up to release some shit on Doom Music too, which was also very inspiring because I've looked up to that dude since like I started this. Getting into it. There you go. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on so far. Music.
What do you guys got going on music wise?
A lot. We got a secret project that we can't talk about at the moment.
But yeah.
But you'll see that coming, very forthcoming. Just wait for that.
Yeah.
Also, big up to NSD letting us do the fucking Black Ops.
Oh, you guys,
I'm ecstatic about it. My track and everybody's track is doing very well, honestly. Like, we're getting good views. I'm still getting views. And I think, honestly, this is the next best track to Savage 600 in terms of, like, days and views that are going on right now. So, like, the only other track that did better than both of those was R28D. So, pretty good proud moment, honestly. I still got this, but yeah, safety. Pretty good proud moment at the moment, like, and it's just like, it was a pinnacle too, because like, not only did that happen, there was a bunch of things that happened in line. Like, you can ask him. I always told, because he's a very activist on going to festivals. He loves festivals.
I went through my phase. I went through a lot.
Was there a lot on the East Coast?
Oh,
yes.
But like how there is here, like in California?
No, it's not nearly as much. It's not. In Florida, it's like
ridiculous.
In Florida, it's like almost every other weekend somebody throws a festival out there.
Really?
Yeah, that's because it's. Honestly, I don't know why, but that's just the scene.
It
It's
kind
more
of
of
happens.
it's more of like a psychedelic scene out there, so they're more into like I don't know if you guys heard of the genre space bass or like glitch hopper
music.
just book music. We'll call it that to be. But that's what the Florida scene is. So they have a lot more like camping festival, which is more native to that
There's
kind
a lot of them
genre.
up the rest of the East Coast too.
Yeah, like
all the way in
it's a shitload.
Pennsylvania, like New York,
New
like
York, yeah.
Maryland.
Like you won't know until you go there. And
Wisconsin,
like
yeah.
I
It's not
actually
as good as
experienced that scene. Like,
Yeah.
bro, because I lived in Orlando. I was mid city, because it's like the middle of like Florida, and like I can't even tell you the amount. Like, cause I get inboxed or like notifications from all up and down the East Coast, and it's literally like twice a week from like some state on the East Coast. Like,
because every state's kind of close there, really.
Yeah,
not
literally
yeah,
California makes up for like more than half of the
Exactly.
That's so true.
There's a lot of little states, and like you
You
can
have like 12 hours
Yeah.
of coastline.
It takes,
I heard they were trying to like divide them, and I was like,
oh yeah,
not the worst idea,
California,
but,
like
northern
Northern California,
almost
so
like
I don't even know how that's gonna go even successfully.
And like
That's
LA is
yeah.
basically its own state, and it would become like
Mm.
the smallest state ever, which would be California.
Yeah, it should be like
It's
LA,
just LA.
I think the Silicon Valley, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
should be. It should be like, well, if anything, they should just split it up.
Make it a slab
like
city,
right in
bro.
the middle.
Slab City.
Like, cut it in the middle.
Slab City.
Yeah, no, standard. But yeah, no, like I told him because he asked me, and okay.
I think it's Vietnamese.
Oh,
what's up, boys?
Yeah, what's up?
but yeah, I told him straight because he asked me to go into quite a bit of them, and like I was like, yo, I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna go to a festival unless I play it. So my first festival I ever went to, I got booked by Insomniac Wish for us to go play fucking Beyond Wonderland. So that was like my first pinnacle. I was like, yo, this is sick. Like I made one of my goals. I had never been to a festival before that, like ever. I was like, the first festival I go to, I want to play it, and they made that happen. Thank you.
Actually, we both actually got our first festivals this year too. I got the Fractal Beach one.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
got the
that.
Beyond
Yeah,
Wonderland.
How is that as compared to like just a show?
A regular show. It's a lot different because it's more intimate. You get to chill with the people that are out in the campgrounds and just like vibe with them, and then make connections, make homies, and then go and show your music to all those people that.
Yeah, because you gotta think about it. At a show, once it ends, it ends. The festival, it's so long that you can just like go off and do different shit after your set's over.
Especially the camping ones. The
camping one. Yeah, that's the one that died. He did more of the.
Beyond is just like
But it was still sick.
Yeah, no, that one like the stage you were on was on some shit. That
shit was
Hatter,
lit.
because it was like
Insomniac shows are always like
the production is on point with them.
So yeah, not only that, I've always seen Space Shot ever before. I've like been there and I've seen it before I even lived here. Not only did I get to play it on the Savage Society takeover with like Arcane, I got to actually play it on the bill too. I was like, yo, this is a gnarly pinnacle.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. And then a couple of days later, it's like, oh, well, I'm releasing on NSD. Another fucking pinnacle. Like, it's like Black Ops. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Big
I set goals and they all happened when I moved out here. I was like, well, shit.
Oh yeah. It's been going well.
Would you say that was a milestone for you, or you
definitely.
threw it way past where you thought you were gonna go?
Honestly, I don't have a way past. Now, I look at it this way because, like, especially from all the people that I've known since we even started this genre, you can ask people like Menzo and like Corey, like Subs and like other people. We had no idea that that part of this genre would even be this far. Like, we were just making a different sound to kind of be different, and we had our own community for being a little bit different. Like, bro, 2010, 11, we had no idea this would become on, like, main stage. Like, I couldn't even fathom that back
Yeah,
then.
everybody back then.
Because back then,
make a living off that.
Back then, we're just like, all right, we got the tear out guys and we got us.
Mhm.
That was what it was.
And then the bros guys making the big bucks.
Yeah,
You know, I
like,
honestly liked dubstep because it was underground.
yeah, no, like we started because like we sound different from Chrome Star, we sound different from all the mainstream guys. Like we got our own thing, our own community, and our people actually fuck with sending us tunes. Like we had our community, and our community was tight. It was tight. Granted, we added like a few fools a little bit later, like Megalodon and Freaquake, and like they were the most sickest additions we ever could have added. They were sick. And Megalodon is
Dons,
fucking
bro. They were way ahead of their time for sure.
Like Megalodon was like Sinjin a little bit earlier than that. Like he switched aliases. Like I think him and Doctor was the best pair I could have ever heard in my entire life. They had a track together. I can't think of what's
That's your favorite duo?
I mean they're not like a duo, but like I think his name was it was Phil. Corey and Phil split because there used to be a duo. They used to be like two dudes, and I'm not sure if they both did the track with Doctor or if it was just Corey that did the track with Doctor. It's been a minute, but like that track.
Here Comes the Bomb.
It's like I can't remember the name of it. It was
Here
like
Comes the
the
Bomb.
gnarliest tune I heard, and it's so sick. Like I'm gonna find it for you. I'm gonna link it to you. It's such a sick tune. It's like the most best like rhythm / like reggae like fused together ever. Like AD played that tune forever. Like it was such a sick tune. I was like, I heard that and I was like, that was the best decision you could have ever made to let the spool like come in, like amazing. And then like I've been cool with Corey since day, like great addition. Like we had a couple fools that we like found, AD found, I found some, and like we're just like, yo, like we got this. Like there's 80 and Shivers. Let's grab these people that sound alike and like funnel them into After Dark Radio. Like that was what it was. We were finding like-minded guys that are making tunes that weren't on like, you know, the other hype that we were just kind of like split from, but like in our kind of like realm. And we're just like, yo, get in. Like that's literally what it was. And we just built this gnarly ass community of people, and that's how it just started getting crazy traction. So like,
how would you say like then compared to now?
I mean, right now it's sick. My biggest thing about right now is like and that's what we're doing. We're trying to bring, because like, don't get me wrong, I love where we're at now. It's amazing, but the community that was back then trumps this 100%. We're trying to bring that back. Because now, like, if you notice, we have our own cliques and cliques. Yeah. Before then, it was just one clique. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. And the clique was tight as fuck. Now, like...
You have all these different crews.
And, like, it takes a long time for me to get a hold of some other people from the past. So it's just, like, it's weird. It's, like, it's not as connected as it used to be. And even that, in that sense, the fans are a little bit... Their behavior is a little bit different, too. So, like, we're trying to bring that sense of the community back when we first started. Because I feel like, honestly, 85% was social media and their behaviors changing. Because now reach is, like, as scarce as ever. You have to pay to get the same reach you used to not have to. Which I have no problem with. But the problem with the reach is for the person that doesn't promote music, just a regular person that has to buy their like following and shit, even though like they went to a bunch of these people with them at high school and now they can't even reach half the people they went to school with now. Like that's because of their likes and interests. Mm-hmm. Like things have changed. Like it's kind of oversaturated. So like the algorithms affect everyone. Mm-hmm. Like it's not just the artist. So like your normal like football jockey can't even fucking reach half of his fucking like high school friends because their likes and interests are different. Yeah. So like communities all over have changed. That's just social media in a nutshell, like advancing. So like we're trying to build a platform to bring that aspect back because it was like super like you had to have been there because you can notice the difference when you were there and then see like 10 years ahead. Like it was just we had like 90 people every Monday and after dark, regardless. And they're always there, and between all 90 of us, we're all sharing tunes. Like, it was just like, boom.
I just think,
and that's just artists alone, not including the fans. Like, it's 90 of us artists, and then fans on top of that.
I just think, like back then, because it was such a smaller community, it was easier to get reach to other people, but now that there's such an oversaturated market, in a way, it's kind of good because it shows artists that you can't just make music and make it off that. You need to build a brand and build like a proper marketing scheme to get your shit out there. Which is that's the positive part of like the progressiveness. But at the same time, it was nice back then when you could just release a tune and it would just like snowball. Because
do you think that's also because the genre itself, subgenre has grown?
Yeah, exactly. It's just grown.
It's so many.
It's oversaturated.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
big.
what it is.
Oversaturated. I was just speaking on the personal level of just like it's not as easy to keep that community that you had back then. It was so easy.
I feel that,
Bro, like you realize I was on Skype with like 20 people every time after the stream. I don't even do that anymore. I hate that I don't do that anymore.
Seriously,
no one's like connected enough to do that anymore. We had the radio, AD and the Shivers Get Off with Shaves, and it's like, okay, well, 2 minutes later, I'm getting a call from Akira with like 30 people on the line. And even when it wasn't 30 people, it was the same like 7 fools there. Me, Shades, Kira, MP, like fucking Khalil, like all of us every single day. There was a year where I was on Skype every day.
Don't forget the Mixler too. That point was tight too, because that built a chat room while somebody, a big artist.
That was like the time in between After Dark and Subset. I will never forget that. That was lit.
Yeah, it was.
Good times. That's why we're so trying to build this thing back, man. Like, because like, don't get me wrong, the sounds advance is beautiful, but the community is not where it was. It used to be.
Okay, so how do you go about this?
You bring a platform to where everybody can come and do what they need to and get the tools that they want and connect with the people they want to learn from and talk to them.
And also implement the fact that we're trying to grow together as a whole genre, as, you know, everybody together, not just try to push each other down.
And how do you get rid of the haters?
Because
how do you get rid of the haters?
Just
filter them out.
In what we have to offer.
You're always gonna have haters.
Haters are always.
Our game plan is to provide actual value, and the people that are irrelevant to that mission won't bother to like go and waste their time because.
So would it be like only a certain person get in? Like you guys would like decide like who it goes to?
No, it's gonna be open to anyone.
Whoever wants to join it.
Pretty much.
It's a place.
But then what if it gets oversaturated, like a social media platform? Like?
It's gonna be controlled.
We're gonna control and make sure it's organized so it doesn't get lost.
There's gonna be convention.
All that shit.
Okay.
There's gonna be convention. There's gonna be ways to interact with each other, but those ways are like defined by us. Because we think that it's the right way for you to communicate with another person to progress your career as a musician and as an artist and entrepreneur, essentially. So it's going to be geared towards the people that are serious about music and aren't like stuck like doing other stupid stuff or getting distracted
or do it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of artists that do it for the wrong reasons.
Think of it this way: the incentive is that you're gonna have to pay a little bit of change. It's gonna be cheap, but that'll weed out a whole shitload of fools.
Yeah.
True. Because think about it. If you're serious, you will actually spend money. And granted, me being in this industry for more than 11 years, it's pretty easy to tell who actually wants it and who doesn't. Because I'll bring it even more simple. You have people that pay for stuff and leakers.
Yeah.
So like most of our haters are on this side, being the leakers, because they ain't got nothing else better to do and they want everything free. So on our platform, most niggas are gonna be serious because you have to pay for it. Like,
I mean, if you're
that's
already-
gonna weed out more than 75%.
Yeah, if you're already serious, you already probably
Like,
put money into it.
if you're an
That's-
actual
that's like-
enthusiast,
There's going
you're
to be
gonna pay
free
for it.
stuff that we're going to offer. There's going to be free services and free tools, but there's also going to be premium services and premium tools.
So that's the
You know, like it's
exclusive
gonna
part of it.
there's
yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
something for everyone
Yeah.
essentially, and you know, like any product or service or business, like you're obviously gonna scale it in a way to where you can attract people to see the value. But the people that aren't going to buy your product or buy your service, they're just not going to do it, and there's no reason fighting over that. As long as you know that you have a market of people that you believe would see the value in what they're getting for that price that they're going to pay, they'll do it.
Mhm.
There's people in the RIDDIM scene who have a lot of disposable income when they're buying
Yeah.
sample packs and plates and specials like off Facebook for like
Bro,
hundreds of
You're
dollars.
investing in yourself.
Obviously.
You know? It's
Yeah.
investing in
Literally.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's on. I mean, like our entry level like subscription is gonna be less than like $10. It's gonna be like somewhere between like 7 and 10 a month, and it has a lot of
And
of
the
value with
incentive
it.
for them is like, it'll weed out pretty quickly. It's going to be like, are you willing to play that subscription?
Mhm.
Because the people that won't, they'll just end it all.
Yeah, if
But
you're
the
serious
people that
about
will,
it,
they
it's
will
great
keep
value.
going. Like, it's pretty black and white. Like, that's the thing. And that's the thing I love about this is like, you're either about it or you're not.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
On top of all that, we're also trying to like bring value to you, not even just like for
Yeah,
subscription,
no,
like for free. So like eventually we're gonna release like sample pack, preset packs, so like some producers can get an idea of the thought process that goes behind producers that they may listen to or some shit.
There's
So,
gonna
like,
be free content.
for a lot of
Yeah.
free
There's gonna
content.
be exclusive content. It's
Yeah.
like we're giving back to everybody.
What's like the biggest way producers are making money?
honestly, it depends, man. I will tell you this. No, like not even. It just depends on what you are really good at doing.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like,
yeah, we
really
have people like
depends.
culprit.
Like, yeah, no. Not even, bro. I can say proudly that like my boy Symbiotic has probably made more off of merch than he's ever made off of gigs.
True.
Like it just depends. Like I said, it depends on what you're good at.
Yeah.
So like honestly, if you got the knowledge and have a craft that you like and know what to do, it could be anything. Like it doesn't have to be minimalized to gigs. Yeah, that was like a thing like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but because of the internet, it's a lot more that you can do now. So it just my thing is it just depends on what you like and what knowledge you have to do what you like. So that could be anything. Now, there's so many endless possibilities. You can be known as that guy that just flips shit at thrift stores and maybe you play a couple gigs. If you're good at it, the sky's the limit now. Social media can make that happen.
Do you think like the best artists are like the ones that are better able to put it all together? Like grab social media aspect, the music aspect. I mean, like you said, the marketing, the exposure part, the gigs, the all that. You think that if you build it all together, will take you to the top?
Look at all
If
the
you
guys
know how
playing
to
at Lost
maintain
Lands. That's
Yeah,
what they
going
did.
on
They
right now,
Yeah,
some
no,
of them
definitely.
some of them put like maybe a few grand into their marketing and promotion and stuff, and did all these sort of techniques to get to the place where they're at right now, which is
Yeah, sticking more and more as an artist to kind of build yourself to that point.
Yeah, no.
you gotta treat it like
You
a
have to have
business.
an entrepreneurial.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
Spirit.
nowadays
Those
it's
are the
all
people that
about
make it.
brand. It's all about brand.
A good
There's
example
very
is Kanye
few-
West,
Yeah.
producer who is
Yeah.
now a fucking mogul.
Went from
Yeah.
producer to rapper.
That's-
to,
Yeah, seriously.
That's pretty much the moral of the story there.
Yeah, seriously.
You can be
seriously.
that, or you can just be making money off gigs, or you can be making money because you become a movie star after that.
Yeah.
True,
It's up
yeah.
to you. It's really
Or literally
Or
is.
how are you gonna make that big brand?
yeah.
Like my thing is whatever you're happy with and whatever craft that you feel like you excel in, if you can do it and flip it well, spend all. Like
Especially if you use social media to your advantage. You could
Yeah,
have a whole
seriously.
hobby of just like collecting vinyls and probably make a living off that. People really fuck with it on Instagram, and then
Yeah,
start
if
getting
you-
paid by social media.
If you're
It's like,
personable
there's
to
a ton of
your
other ways.
fans, that's all that matters, bro. Because like, if you make die-hard followers, they'll buy into anything.
Yeah.
That it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, if you make diehards, you could sell, bro. You could probably be a dude that sells cow manure if you have fans that actually like you.
Yeah.
And they're
Like you said,
diehard.
you provide value. If you're
If you provide value to them and they're fucking diehard, they will, like, bro. There's an artist, Yeji, that girl that showed Fee. Nothing against her. She has a couple of good tracks, but they're like very out there, and it shows like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know now.
it's very out. I mean, bro, it's out there. But people like Boiler Room picked her up, and she gets like millions of plays on her videos. But it's like some weird stuff. But there's people like that's. It shows it doesn't matter what content you do if you have the followers to back your content.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said that's the power of social media now.
Yeah. Sure, that kind of just changed the game.
It changed everything.
Yeah, it's 100%. 100%.
You guys want to talk about the show?
Oh,
Yeah, no, definitely.
How'd that happen, first of all? Like, how?
Okay, there was talks between his fools and then our agency, and we kind of already knew about this way back, but it's like getting all the papers together, getting in touch with the right agents and all that stuff.
You got a new booking agency?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, shouts out to man like Paul, because now we get to switch from Grave Dancer to Spin Agency. Yes. We got some of the best names on that. CeeLo Green is on that agency. What's up? Armin Van Buren, like all
That's
these fools.
for real?
wild, though.
Armin?
Yes, like
How'd you guys into contact?
Zaytoven as well.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah. How'd that happen?
Paul came across them somehow. I don't know the full story, but like they did a test run with him and they really liked him, and so now we're official. And that's probably the biggest step that I've ever taken in like as far as
Being on with-
management.
That's number one DJ of the world with at least a couple years.
Yeah.
Still,
It's
it's
not
like-
more than that. You know, being on the same.
Like to say I'm on the same
Agency,
agency
that's
as like CeeLo Green and Zaytoven.
That's like when
that's
everyone
a
was-
gnarly.
That's like when everyone was getting onto like AM only back in the day, and then like all those guys left, but AM only was like the awesome like agency to be on, and
Yeah.
Skrillex was on it, and Tiesto was on it, and like all these like huge like real A-list
Yeah.
electronic music
Yeah, like the beginning.
producers
Like,
was
literally,
on there.
I
Yeah.
implore you to go check the Spin website. I can't remember everybody that's on it, but there's names on there that would spin your head.
Oh,
You just be like, what the hell? And for them to even like
If
let
they're
him
on there,
have-
they're on there for a reason.
to let him have like his own bubble artist to get on there, like I think that's fucking sick.
So
The moment when he told me about it, I was like, wait, what? I looked it up because I heard of the name before because I follow Zaytoven. I'm pretty sure I seen him post about it, and I checked it for myself and I seen all the names. I was like, what? I was like, you're trying to align with them? He's like, yeah, give me about a month and a half, and then it happened. I was like, Paul, wow, oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you have no
Context.
idea how proud I am of you right now. Like, what the fuck?
Big
Some
move.
big things.
Major
Big
move.
things.
So as far as the agency, where did they come into play as far as throwing the show?
They just handle all like logistics really, and
Yeah.
now we're gonna be playing a lot of bigger shows. Like, granted, I didn't really like. I kind of knew what to expect, but then like at the same time, like there's probably gonna be even more gnarlier shit that I can't even expect. And like I just got thrown on a lineup with Wooly at the end of the month too.
Yeah, big guy.
And that happened because I switched to Spin. I was like, word.
Yeah.
The good thing about San Francisco though, like for the Savage Takeover up there, like that one is actually kind of put together because the community up there that's into rhythm, like they are passionate about it and they're smaller, and they make shit happen,
Mhm.
and like they're the types that would bring Savages there regardless.
Yeah. One thing I know
met
about
Blankface
Yeah.
at DNA Lounge.
Yeah.
one
At
thing.
Toxic Summer,
Even
and
the
then that's how I met
Toxic Summer
Summer.
show next weekend is that whole lineup like
Yeah.
Bro,
Wait,
lineup
that's next
there.
weekend?
Yeah, you won't
Yeah.
find a lineup
The
like
weekend
that
after
in
Lost
LA.
Land?
Yeah.
Bro.
I've been there plenty of times.
Yeah, but we're about to be there next week.
That was
Right,
like the
right.
first
Yeah, that's just
place
gonna
I
be
went
sick.
when I moved to California for the first time when
Yeah.
I moved to the Bay, and like I went there and I was like, how I got into this. That's how I know everyone here now.
One thing I'll
Because I went to
say
that show.
about
and
the
met
Bay
all these
Area.
DJs that I had been listening to for years. You know,
Yeah.
like for the first
yeah,
time.
there's so many. There's,
all-
everybody's. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's though.
So Chris, our homie Chris.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Shout out to Chris Archie. He runs Olympus events. He partnered with Wasted to throw his 1 year anniversary for his reoccurring event called RIDDIM Hours.
Yeah.
And
That was sick, by the way.
and you know, like he's a homie. He hooked it up. I got to play with Definitive and Seraph and Digitus up there back in January, which was dope. And you know, like I already knew he had plans to try to get Savages too, because he's been growing this to the point where now he's collabing with people down here, which is pretty cool. He's hungry and he's doing everything right now, and he's like scaling. Like every time he has an event, it's like a plus to his like record, and like
yeah.
he's gone from like having small venues to now he's getting way bigger venues.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, like I've been to like Bayside twice now, and it's just the people out there are hungry, bro. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Places like SF and Sacramento, if you go anywhere out like the allotted area, it's just ghetto as fuck, bro. Like ask anyone around. That's like
Redeeming
one of the most
stuff
ghetto
for
areas
sure,
in all of
yeah.
California.
Yeah, Soma's not the nicest.
Like it gets bad.
Gets lit. It gets lit.
And so, like, the people that are actually enthusiasts, like, they have so much bad shit going over.
yeah, that's
They're just like, yeah, literally,
Yeah.
literally. And so they want it that much
Yeah.
more. Like,
I feel it,
they
yeah.
literally want it.
Yeah.
Like, I have people that hit me up all the time, like, when we come back. And then they seen that flyer that just came out for Olympus. They're just like, oh my God, I'm glad you're coming back. I'm just like,
Yeah.
bro, I was there 6 months ago.
When you're not living in LA, you're not jaded to like going to shows and going to events. When you're living in LA and there's shit popping off like 5 out of the 7 days in a week, like you get jaded pretty quickly. You don't have that like spark, that magic that it used to be like when you first started doing it. But like everywhere else in the country, it's like there's not that much shit popping off.
Yeah.
Like when it does, you're like really excited and all your homies to go to a show. But you notice that out here, like there's still people here that aren't
There's just
experiencing
so much
that,
shit
but
to do, and like
there's
Yeah.
but they have
jaded
so
as
many
well.
options,
Yeah.
and like Toxic Summer, like like they bring in like people from all pretty much Northern California for that. Like people from LA go up for it for sure, but like it's
yeah,
mostly
that's
all
all
NorCal, and they just don't have that an outlet as often as.
Yeah, and I'll say like from them, it's like, yeah, you have places like SD, they'll drive simply because of an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like up there in NorCal, it's like 5 hours. They're not gonna drive down to LA. Only the real enthusiasts do, and there's very few and far in between.
Yeah.
It's not that easy of a drive.
All right, so question.
good.
Like, I've seen at a few shows now, like when everybody's moshing, you just kind of walk in and you do this like,
Yeah,
you just walk in the middle of everybody, just like
Yeah.
the tallest guy in there. What's
Yeah.
the deal with that?
Okay, so like I have a couple of friends that have like these little bass crews. Johnny Roller being one of them. It's just like I just kind of fucking.
Johnny Roller.
Those are my friends. They're always the ones at the front row doing that. So like when I play my shows or when I don't play, like I'm hanging out with these fools, and so you catch me because I'm always in the crowd with them. That's why I literally. Most of my time when I'm not playing shows, I'm hanging out with my friends or fans in the middle of the crowd. Like I'll go backstage for a little bit, and I'll go back and forth from being in the crowd and then being backstage. Because like for me, like the fan experience is the best for me, especially if I have friends out there too. Like, I don't want to go to a show and not see like my fans or my friends. So like, I literally go out and make rounds. So like, I literally go and chill with each little like crew, and then go backstage and then come back and chill with like each little crew. Like, that's just what I do at shows. So like, every time that you caught me in the pit, it's because I'm hanging out with one of my crews and my friends. That's all that is. Really.
It's so funny.
Getting the full experience.
Being
Not
genuine
people
and
out.
And honestly, I like to see the fan view, like, because honestly, that was one of the biggest things to me that made me better as a DJ too. Because like, when you see the experience of being downstage, you're like, okay, well, this is what's getting people hype, and then you model that. So there's a lot of people. I've had people ask me like, why am I such a good DJ? And I tell them the same thing. I go down and see the. Hey, what are you doing? I go down and see the fan view, and I tell myself, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the kind of tracks I need to play at this time. Like, I literally critique everything from being downstage and then model that afterwards.
Yeah, it's a whole.
I've done that for 10 years.
Yeah.
So like, I've learned off of 10 years of modeling that.
Nice.
So it's just taking in a different perspective.
100%.
Because like, honestly, in my opinion, it's a lot better to see the energy while being off stage than looking down. Like, yeah, you can read, but being in the crowd and actually reading the crowd while you're in the crowd is another thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's definitely helped me over the years.
All right, so we talked about who you guys are, what you guys are up to. What about the future?
Future's got a lot, bro. Like,
Just wait a few months. We have a lot of things that we would love to talk about, but
we can't really speak about
China. But
We tried to
Give us
Right,
something.
we tried to talk
Alright,
about
so-
the company as much as we could, but we also
we have to keep some things disclosed.
But
I can
we
Just look at this way.
we still have a lot of music
Music-wise.
shit going. We have a
Music
lot of-
wise,
Producing-wise.
I'm making another album
Shows.
eventually. That's gonna be on the raps. I can't really tell you too much about it, but it's gonna be sort of like polarized, just cause like, you know me, like he came as well in like a metal background, and I guess I don't know how I've been talking about this for a minute, but like even on the last interview, some people still ask me where I get my melody ideas, and I still tell them the same thing. I got all my melodies from listening to metal for the past like 13 years.
That's why I expect tracks from him and I, especially me working on the guitar too.
Also, I
That's
just
gonna
started
come- that's gonna
picking
be
up the
fun.
guitar again too. So
Yeah,
that's
so we're
another
about to
thing.
do some like B2B guitar action.
So living
Wait.
together has been like very creative.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
We're just constantly
So
inspired.
you made the intro then.
I made the
yeah.
intro.
Yeah, you can tell. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, I made the
Yeah,
guitar
no, that's
melody-
definitely
the guitar
harmonics
melody on the intro.
guitars
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hard, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but he made a play over with the guitar as well.
Yeah, I made a few like me covering it out on my Instagram too that you guys can go and check out too. Of the whole track. I was thinking of releasing tabs too for people that want to learn the guitar parts too, which if people enjoy the song enough, you know.
I mean, might as
And you
well,
play
bro.
guitar, yeah.
Honestly, content's content.
Mhm.
This is how social media's changed nowadays. Promote your content.
But with music wise, I got a release coming. I'm not gonna say too much about it or who's in it, but it's for my homie MC Jumanji that runs American Grime. So he's trying to start a grime movement here in America. So like he's been on the grind.
Let me correct that. It's not even trying to start anymore of that movement.
It is. Yeah, I feel
No,
it.
check it. Like,
Yeah.
we got the Don Dada. Like, when I say Don Dada, I mean like man was releasing shit on Get Darker from day one. Like Compa himself made a tune for our homie Jumanji. Like that's like
He's been
Compa is like, when you say Compa, that's like a name that's equivalent to like Dark Side and Distance. Like on that level, Compa was like one of the OGs from Manchester.
He's also
Like-
made tunes with like he has a collab with Total Plan and Nula Salad too, and you know he's been getting his name around here and his brand around there. So like
We're making movements, and those are like one of my proudest
together.
movements. Like between him and like I was telling you about the dudes from Bristol, J7 and Dimson and Drapes. Like Though, like honestly, like I'm proud to start the rhythm genre with like-minded fools, but like to serve an area that is like not only that Bristol was looked down upon for not having a grime scene, but to kickstart them so far that they're able to have festival playouts. That's gnarly to me, bro. Like, like okay, this is one thing in Britain. People, and they're like, they treat their areas like a station. Every area has a postcode. If you can collab with other postcodes, you're the shit. And like my boy J117, check out his track with Deadly, was able to collab like 0117 and 0121, which is Birmingham. He was able to do a collab with one of the best postcodes in all of Britain. Birmingham is like one of the leading of like grime MCs, grime producers. I mean, fuck.
That sounds like separated between the postcodes, like.
That's always been like that,
oh, really?
bro. Like literally, they have clashes between postcodes. Like that's a thing. And like we have people from like Swift the Beater, like one of the best grime producers there ever was. Like literally, one of the best grime producers there ever was. Besides Spooky, I hold Spooky above him because Spooky's been making tunes since 2000, like
Spooky's very
3 or even earlier.
Yeah.
But like, I implore you, I'm gonna say something right now, and I want to see it in my inbox. Find me a person that has made more tunes than DJ Spooky. I will give you $10.
Yeah.
Literally.
You won't though. You won't give me
No, I'm being serious. Like I almost no. We're gonna go there. I bet you $15. There won't be no one besides Stinkerbell. My boy Anton's a beast.
Stinka?
Yeah, Stinkerbell.
Yeah.
There won't be no one besides Stinkerbell that has more tunes than Spooky has released digitally and vinyl together. Find me and message me. I want to see this because it'll be amazing. I'm pretty sure I can almost employ to say that Spooky has at least over 150 gigs of music.
I almost want to go into your inbox, but I feel like I'm gonna lose $10. So I'm good on honestly.
I want to know if you can find me a grime. We'll open it up. You can find me a grime, jungle, or dubstep artist that has made more than that. I will give you $50.
50? Oh shit!
Yeah,
That just went up from 10 to 50. Word.
So for whoever finds that out and give them $10, where can everybody
15,
find you guys
15.
on social media, SoundCloud, all that stuff?
You can find me on BENZMIXER on all socials. That's all the same.
Panda_dubstep for the SoundCloud URL, or just type in Panda Kings or lower levels, and you'll find me. And then
You can find me at Recurve Dubs on SoundCloud, and you can look up Recurve on everything else and find me. And you can also look up Kings too.
Kings too.
Yeah.
Kings.
And whenever you're making a U-turn, think of Recurve.
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
There you go.
Thanks for being back.
Standard.
Thanks for coming out.
Wait, I got one more question. Reverse interview real quick.
Alright.
So, yeah, real quick. So what are your guys' like ideas of the Riddim project? To like, are you guys trying to spread awareness, or like, what is the whole idea behind all
We
this?
spilling the beans?
Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah,
So
the
to
beans, spill the beans.
kind of like to add to what you were saying about creating a platform,
Yeah.
we're trying to. I mean, we have the Riddim project and the house project, so we have kind of like both locked down. Those are, I mean, dubstep and the house are two of the bigger genres in EDM.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So we're trying to kind of take that over right now. The whole UK base and the whole UK scene for house taking over, and like this rhythm shit's popping off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're just kind of trying to build up. I mean, like awareness. We're trying to partner up with like bigger people. I mean, like I was telling you guys earlier, we've been talking to like DJ Diesel, which is Shaq.
Oh,
So
nice.
if we can get like
That's crazy.
a bigger platform, we
Nice,
can
nice.
get like. I mean, EDM itself is like blowing up. It's
Yeah,
it's the
exactly.
biggest growing genre besides
For
rap,
real.
honestly.
And now's our time to take advantage
Yeah,
of it too.
and then if we just help
for
it
sure.
grow, like there's so much possibility
You
out
guys are
there.
pretty much just going to become a media agency.
That's the
for
whole
that.
point. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
we're taking stuff from
appreciate
like
that.
complex from rap, like No
Yeah.
Jumper, like
Yeah, no
Lyrical
Jumper's
Lemonade,
sick.
because there's just so much media in the rap industry that there has to be some sort of media in the EDM
EDM,
industry.
yes,
And that's what's kind of
That's
like.
not Wonderground.
There's just so much like lame. There's just so much lame shit out there.
Yeah,
Like, you know, it makes
really
it makes it look so whack.
Bro, I was just saying,
it
like,
looks so shitty.
people go
There's
online,
no-
people are not trying to read paragraphs about music, bro.
Bro,
It's just a bunch
I
of
could.
shit, like,
Bro, you
someone
realize
tries to
the
do
attention
video,
span
like-
of people nowadays, like,
It's gone like that. Like,
Everywhere.
yeah, it's like a pebble.
Yeah.
Like 10 spans of a pebble.
I think the last time I seen it was like 7 to like 12 seconds or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's just like that's the power of just electronics in the first place. That did that to us. But I can't knock on it because there's so much extra opportunity that comes from that.
But yeah, big ups for trying to also spread the movement, also
Yeah.
open up different genres, not just rhythm. That's tight. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
No, we're
I
trying to
appreciate-
grow
that's
it,
cool.
grow it all.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
we have
awesome.
some similar.
So yeah,
Last
I was
time
gonna
like-
tell you guys afterwards,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, we
hit
have
me
some
up about like that whole.
Yeah,
it doesn't even need to be.
Yeah.
whole
We
business
can
side
just
like
state
that,
this,
guys.
bro.
Yeah,
Honestly,
100%.
I'm gonna just say this right now, since we're still recording. If you think you have value in what we're talking, please inbox. Don't hesitate to inbox
We also
any
have
of these
Discord.
three.
We have
Yeah,
a
like,
Discord server that
Join
we
the
actually
community.
have a lot of.
don't
producers
hesitate.
in
Yeah, we
there
just got on
already.
Discord too. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a link to it.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate to hit us up. We have a Discord. It's the Savage Society Discord. It's still in beta, but we're gonna full launch in about another 3 or 4 weeks. But don't hesitate to hit me, Tommy, or Panda up about a link because I would gladly add you. Like,
Yeah.
and like, bro, honestly, don't be afraid. If you think you can add, I'm more than welcome to hear you out because, like, honestly, like, we're all about giving value. If you can give value, I'm not gonna fucking belittle you or anything
And
like
you
that.
might get
just like,
feedback.
like,
From
And
some of
we
the
do our
producers
feedback
you look up to
sessions, so,
too,
like,
you know.
just don't be
We're
afraid of
trying
me
to
up.
get feedback from the community to
Yeah.
find out what
Like,
it
that's
is
our-
they want.
Like,
too.
literally,
So,
that's-
whatever you guys want in the scene, we're open to listen to because we're building our platform off that alone. Because, as we stated earlier, we're trying to bring the community back. So, if you think about that in layman terms, it's what you guys want. So, don't hesitate to hit us up. We need that feedback to build what the paradise that you guys need. It's all off of you guys, literally.
We'll take a little clip of all that. We'll put it on
Yeah,
IGTV.
for real.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just take little snippets of it and
Yeah.
like just put it throughout different social medias. You know, your
Yeah,
Instagram,
spread the
like,
message, bro.
Like,
but
yeah, don't be afraid to speak your voice. We're
Yeah.
welcome to hear
At the
it.
end of the day, it's just about the music.
It is really
if you
about
fuck with the music, like
yeah.
that's what we want, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
At the end, like, personally, I don't think too many people that don't fuck with this type of music can really stay around too long, like you guys said.
Yeah, that's
Weed
what I'm
themselves
saying. It's
out.
gonna really
Yeah,
weed them
as
out,
soon as they
literally.
see nothing's like progressing, they quit and they just fall off.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
we've been doing this for over. Well, he's been doing it longer. I've been doing it for like 6 years. He's been doing it for
Longest.
and we've stuck to it. So like you know, you just gotta stick to what you love, or else it's not genuine.
And my thing is like, this time now makes it easier to do that than ever was before.
Especially with Instagram and all the social media platforms and now.
Bro, like, look at it this way. There's people that literally wake up and stream eating and make money.
For real.
Like, that's one of the big-
There's
that's-
so much shit out there.
That's one of the biggest money makers in like Korea right now is that people just stream on Twitch eating. I know someone that makes
it's entertaining.
80,000 a year just by eating. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Everyone
that's the
has-
power of social
Everyone
media.
has some sort
Yeah,
of fetish.
just
I don't know, man. Like, what?
Like,
Find
social media
Red
made it
face,
possible
bitch.
that you could. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. That's one example.
That's the perfect example.
That's one perfect example.
She
What she got like 9
funded to
million
do
or
that.
something? It's ridiculous. Like social media made it possible that you could literally, as long as you have diehard fans, you could do anything that you want to. As long as they follow you, you get paid. Especially on
And have good
on
content.
like. Well, yeah, no, definitely. But the content drives the people that watch you.
Yeah.
So if you have your fans, that's your money there.
Yeah.
Because you can sell anything you want to, and then boom.
Alright, guys.
All right, safety.
Alright, yo, yeah.
Much love to you,
Thank you.
Guns.
Thank you guys.
Yo,
Thank you for having me
appreciate you guys
back.
having us out here, dude.
Oh, yish.
Hey.
But yo,
But yeah, no.
check us out.